I already know you.
Hey, smoke good, live better, get green, get cash, get cheddar. Smoke good, live better, get green, get cash, get cheddar.
What's up? This is YP, Young Prophet. You watching Vape Things.
Get green, get cash, get. Thought so low, but I'm so high. Flow too deep like a gold mine. Say you want it all, but he won't try. Won't fly around these parts, you can go, guy. I'm not a nice guy, I'm a good guy. Come and cop this gas, get a good high. Tryna ride this way. Tell a nigga that's a good try. Chillin' with a bad bitch on the west side.
Well, my real name in my language means prophet.
Okay.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna get my government out like that,
okay.
but yeah.
Do you feel like that name like represents a part of your music in some way?
Yeah. You get the story, but not only that, there's always a message behind each one. There's a meaning behind each song you listen to by me, so I feel like that's very, very prophetic in itself. And, you know, just generally speaking, prophets teach the people, you know what I'm saying? Bring people together. And that's what I try to do.
But your project is very solo, so like, how does that translate?
J. Cole said it best. Niggas ain't worthy to be on my shit. And that's just a fact. I mean, anybody you've ever heard me on a song with held their own on that song.
So let's talk about the project a little bit more. Talk about like the beginnings of it and how we got to this point.
I mean, like, I feel like when it's your first project, it's like, you know, your life story. I feel like a lot of people feel that way, so it took a long time. I mean, essentially, it wasn't 3 to 4 years. It was however many, 21 years in the making, but 3 to 4 years is just like when I first started writing the album. So I made a whole album while I was still in high school, and I never dropped it. Just, because I felt like that wasn't who I was when I was making it. I felt like I was making music for other people, just so they would like it. And it wasn't me. It wasn't telling a story. But the songs was nice though.
Yeah, it was
but it was, I was like, nah. So I kept it, and I started going hard on this one. And yeah, 3 or 4 years of going back and forth to 4 different studios, including my own, different producers, trying to hook up with different vocalists, see maybe I can get on certain songs, and just trying to build it.
Yeah.
And then a lot of it was emotion too, so like trying to fit that into an album, it's hard.
So as far as the album, there's like lots of samples, some covers on there. So talk about the inspiration for the album.
A lot of artists inspired this album. Forest Hills Drive, Illmatic, Victory Lap, Graduation, Late Registration. Oh, we can go on. My sister put me on the R&B at a young age. So like Alicia Keys and Beyonce, Erykah Badu, India Arie, Lauryn Hill. You know what I'm saying? I can't forget them at all. All that formed together into T.A.G.
Okay, T.A.G. That's the name of the album. Let's talk about where the name came from and what it means.
After I moved from D.C., I was like 7 or 8. I was going to elementary school out in Maryland. The school had the program. It was a magnet school, but they had a talented and gifted program. It was T.A.G. So that was like the first time somebody told me that I was different and I could do something that wasn't like normal or, just wake up and go to work every day.
Do you feel like that played a big role in like you, like just believing in yourself as far as music goes?
Nah, cause I always like used to write poetry and stuff like that, but I wouldn't share it with nobody.
Yeah.
But going to that school, it just made you feel okay to be different. Like you ain't had to be what everybody else was trying to be, like a image. You know what I'm saying? You was just yourself. It was okay to be that.
Do you mind just like walking us through a little bit?
Everything's strategic with me. So even the way the track list was set up, it's a story in itself. You got the intro, then you got Wake Up. Just initially waking up, that's just what it is, the story of what it is. So usually when I wake up, I don't know about everybody else, I don't just get up and get my day started. I sit there and think for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So after the wake up, there's the stream of consciousness. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
After you've had that, you get your day started or whatever, you go outside, the first thing you notice, greed. See people cutting people off because they want to get out of traffic or something, but everybody going the same way. Or you go to the coffee shop or something, everybody trying to get in front of you. You know, it's just greed in itself. It's wild. And to see it in action, it's ridiculous, man. It's a lot of it. After greed.
It's give and take.
And that's the question you ask yourself. You had a lot to give, but how much more can you take? It's plain and simple.
And then I feel like No More is kind of a transition.
That was like what they say, this 7 or 8 steps of grief, however many steps it is. That was like 5 or 6. So that's just me like realizing like beyond that point, just even like life, relationships, and people that you around. It don't even got to be like a you know,
romantic.
Yeah, it don't even have to be in the sense of that. Just like people you work with, people who you're around. You just get tired of it, so you like, nah. And then also, like I said earlier, you doubt yourself. Everybody trying to be a rapper, you like, damn, can I do the same thing these people doing and sell the way they doing? You gotta remember, like, you different. Even though No More is like a sing-song track, I guess you could say. It's auto-tune, got a little, it's upbeat. The flow on it is crazy, if I say so myself.
In your humble opinion.
Yeah, nah, for real, it's crazy, and I get that all the time. Like, it's produced well. Shout out to Thrax King. He definitely, the engineer on that, went crazy. He put the chops on there and made it sound wild, but yeah, nah, that's just like an affirmation, like reminding myself, like, nah, I'm different. And if anybody try to play, this is to let you know.
And then I feel like after that, like, transition, the rest of the album is just like pure growth. Like, it's just like you're just going up after that.
Yeah.
The outro was really nice.
That was a real freestyle. Yeah, nah, that was believe it or not, I recorded that in my room. Yeah, and I mixed and mastered that joint myself. I got the text from my man saying he was about to pull up. Shout out Mo Money too. So Double M's hit me, say he about to pull up. I said, I bet. I was looking for beats for us because we was about to get in a session. So I found that beat, and I heard the first like 10 seconds. Immediately downloaded it and put it on Reaper. And I said, let me freestyle something. If you listen to it, you can hear him come in. You can hear him kind of like talk a little shit, like what the fuck is going on? He throws keys on the bed, you know what I'm saying? And then he stamp out talented and gifted. Like, that's just how you end out the track.
Was that recent?
Nah, that was one of the earliest songs I recorded. So all these songs, I recorded them originally myself in my room. And then a few of them I kept, like I mastered them and then kept them and put them on the album. And then a few of them, the rest of them, I went to another engineer and we got right. And he just sat there and we worked for like, probably like a good year. I was just going back and forth from the car, listening to it in the car, going to my crib, listening to it in the speakers and coming back and being like, nah, fix the bass on that. Another thing was like, I just wanted people to, you know, take me seriously as an artist, like, especially if I say it's an album. You know, like what distinguishes this from an album to a mixtape? So for one, production, just everything is just all around, it's complete, it's digestible. I hate to say it, but it's a cohesive album. It's just through and through. That's the thing I like about it, for real, man. But like certain songs on there, I had a hard time picking. So the track list, for real, that was the first way I wrote it. The way I posted it on IG,
it was 15 tracks.
Yeah, it was really 22 tracks. Then I dropped it down to 18, then 15.
But how'd you end up at 13?
During the last couple like mixing sessions, I was like, I need to start noticing, instead of me paying attention to bar work and how it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I need to start paying attention to overall.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like songs on there that people would either skip or it would be like, this doesn't really relate to what's going on. But I mean, even at the listening session, man, when everybody heard it, like they said the same thing you said, it was just full. Like they didn't even know, if I hadn't introduced the songs, they wouldn't have been able to notice the way it flowed.
Yeah.
And that was on purpose.
So you just talked about the listening party. Let's talk about that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
How was it? Where was it?
It was at the Fridge, man. Shout out to Fridge too, man. It went great. The performance, shout out to everybody who performed. Nate Banco, Sid, Henny, my man Indy. All of these upcoming artists, same as me. And I didn't want to take the shine by myself.
I like how you said you didn't want to take the shine by yourself.
I mean, I feel like everybody got their time, you know, and that was the hardest thing for me, is asking that question. I mean, this still ain't my time, to be honest, but asking the question, like, when is it gonna be my time?
What do you mean when you say it's not your time?
Like, I mean, yeah, I dropped the album, but I mean, if all things go well, then it will be. But beyond that, I'm just, you know, I'm still doing me. I still have a regular job. You know, I'm injured right now, but you know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing really much changed.
How does that balance, that art balance work? How do you find time to squeeze the art in?
Wake up, go to work, write raps whenever you get a chance.
Yeah.
Go home, record everything you wrote, and fix whatever you did the night before. Any free time on the weekends, that's beats.
Yeah.
Any breaks, holidays, that's beats and recording.
It's crazy.
That's the balance. There's no free time. I don't go out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm listening to the music and I'm like, yeah, this nigga's really serious. Like, one of the first questions that came to mind was, what do you do for fun? Like,
I like to fish.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's peaceful, man.
Yeah.
Just going outside, nature. You ain't gotta deal with nobody bullshit. You ain't gotta deal with nobody like bothering you. Just come, you bring your gas, you roll up, you smoke, you spend like 5-6 hours out there all day.
Do you be catching shit though?
Hell yeah, man. And I feel like that helps me balance out my daily, you know what I'm saying? Besides going crazy while dealing with work and all this other stuff, that's my detox and release.
Yeah, man, fuck work.
Man.
Don't let them people stress you out,
I'm
man.
telling you.
It's just crazy. So you're talking about your story in the album. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about your beginnings, but there's something that comes after.
Building my label, man.
Yeah.
I feel like if you want to be an established artist and you want other labels to take you seriously, you gotta create a lane and a name for yourself.
So no signing deals for you. It's not happening.
I'm not signing no deal. I mean, I sign like a, you know, publishing or something.
What's that?
We gonna talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, I get tricky, man. That's what I'm saying. I just ran up on game for real for the past few years before I decided I wanted to take this seriously, because I didn't want nobody to try to take advantage of me.
Anything you want to say to the people? Advice? Anything?
Never settle for bullshit, man. Don't get comfortable, and try to put a message to everything you say, cause I mean, it should be so short nowadays. Life get cut short. You never know when you're gonna talk to somebody last. Try to, like, you know, make the lasting memory with somebody, or reach out to people, and just be cool, man. Smoke some gas for me, man. SGLB, smoke good, live better. Hey, that song you heard earlier, I think that's about to drop, man.
Okay,
I'm trying to get this artwork. I gotta holler at Pop. I gotta, you know what I'm saying, let him know.
I think everybody deserves a chance, you know?
That's all I be asking for. Just give me a shot. That's why I be telling people, if you don't like the album, whatever you pay for, I give you your money back. Even if you ain't paid nothing.